Hello everyone, welcome to a new Apply Time series and forecasting tutorial in Python. If you are new to my channel, my name is Juan and I submit regularly free applied economics tutorials in diverse softwares such as Stata, eViews, and Python. I also have some tutorials about LaTeX with Overleaf, which is a great tool for writing research papers. If you're interested in those topics, feel free to subscribe to my channel and visit my website, where you will find all the available content. So let's begin with today's tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to import a dataset. In this case, it's going to be an Excel file. I'm going to show you next how to plot the dataset, how to add a format to the plot, that is adding titles, labels, a legend, and finally we're going to be exporting that graph. I am in a clean Jupyter notebook. Remember, in my first tutorial, I taught you how to download Anaconda and open a clean Jupyter notebook. So first, I would like to start with a title, with a heading. So I'm going to go into this drop down. I'm going to change from code into heading. So now the heading is going to appear with this pound key. So I'm going to type, for example, how to import Excel data. And then I'm going to give run, and as you can see, now we have generated this title. And next, what we need to do is to import some libraries. So what you need to understand about Python, picture it to be a toolbox, but a toolbox that is empty. And in order to be able to work, what we need to do is start importing libraries. The libraries are going to have the tools that are going to allow us to perform the different tasks that we need. So the library that is going to allow us to handle data is going to be pandas. So you have to type import pandas, and then you're going to type as pd. So what we are saying here with this as pd is anytime that we type pd, we're going to be making reference to the pandas library. So I hit the run, and here we have then imported our pandas, and we're going to be making reference to these tools by using the PD. Now to import the Excel data, I'm going to just type here data equals, and what I'm doing with here with data equal is just making a reference. So anytime then that I will be writing data, then what Python will know is that we are referring to this specific data set that we're importing now. So we're going to be using then PD dot. The reason why we're using PD is that's what we have called. We're going to be using pandas with PD. So it's PD dot read underscore Excel. You open parentheses, and then here you have to paste the directory of where your Excel sheet is. So I'm going to paste it because I already have copied that. But if you don't know how to get the path, all you have to do, where you have your data set, in this case I have it in my desktop, you're going to give the right click and you're going to copy as path. So here we go. All you have to do now is to click in run, and we have our data. But now you are wondering, where is our data? So what you need to do then is you can just type data and you can run this, and here is going to show us our dataset that we have imported. There's a couple of things that we have to notice here. For example, the first column is having the sales numbers as Excel. When you look at the Excel spreadsheet, what you have is always first the sales numbers. So I wouldn't like to have this because this is going to be affecting our data set. So what you are going to do then is go back into your line where we have imported our data, and we're going to type the following. We're going to put index underscore call equal 0. So what we are telling then with this specific line is we are saying that this column has to be 0, and we're going to be starting basically with time. So we're going to be running this. Now you can run again the code that says data here, and as you can see, that column has disappeared. So now here we have our data set. Basically, remember, well, in this case I'm working with the GDP of USA, which is quarterly data. The first column is showing the time, and then the second column is showing the GDP of the US, which is in billion dollars. Now I'm going to show you how to plot the data. In order to plot the data, all we need to do is to type data. That's the way we have called our Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to type plot, and then we open and close parentheses, and now we can hit and run. As you can see here, we get the nice graph, okay? But I would like to now add some format into this graph. Now I'm going to show you how to add format to this graph. To add a format to this graph, the first thing we need to do is to import a new library. In this case, it's going to be matplotlib. And from matplotlib, we need in particular to use pyplot. So I'm going to be going to the top, just because I like to have all my libraries in the same line. Here I'm going to type, so from matplotlib, import pyplot. And similarly, as we did before, that we have made reference to pandas as PD, we need to do something similar, and we need to type here as, we're going to reference this as PLT. So now when we use PLT, what we know is we are using pyplot from matplotlib. So I'm going to hit run into this code. It's important you remember to run this. And now we can go back to our line where we had the data plot. Let's suppose we want to add a title. All we need to do is to type plt dot title. We open parentheses, and now we open quotation marks, and you're going to write the title that you want to give to this graph. In this case, is real GDP for USA. So now I can hit the run button, and you can see that a title is going to appear. Let's suppose now we want to change the labels. In this case, I wouldn't like this to say time. I would like my x-axis to say, for example, years. So all I'm going to do then is to type plt dot xlabel, open brackets, quotation marks, and then I type years. So now if I hit run, we're going to see that this has changed to years. Let's add a label into the y-axis. Similarly, you need to type plt dot y label now, open brackets, quotation marks, and we're going to type, for example, billion dollars. We hit run, and here we get the axis. Now let's take a look at how to add the legend and define the location. In this case, we already have the legend here is GDP, but I would like to have this legend here in the lower right. So all we need to do in that case is to type plt dot legend. You're going to open brackets, and I'm going to type loc for location equal, and then in quotation marks type lower right. So now we have to see that this label, this legend, is going to appear here. Let's hit run, and here we go. Now you have the legend in the lower right, and the same way you can change it and put lower left or whatever you would like to do. Or if you would like, for example, Python to assign a space that Python believes is the best location, you just type best, and then Python is going to assign this location. So in this case, the best location for this legend is by default to be on the top left. However, I don't like this. Let's go back with lower right. All right, there we go. Let's take a look now at some other things. For example, let's suppose that you would like to have a grid in this image. We're going to go here into data.plot. In parentheses, the reason why these parentheses are is to add some options. If you leave these parentheses empty, as we did, we're not going to be having any options, of course. But now I would like to have a grid. So let's put grid equal, and then you need to type true. Now you can run, and you can see that we get a grid, so that's perfect. Another thing that we can do is to change the size of this image. So for example, what I can do is, let's go at the beginning. I'm going to type here, for example, fig size, that's for the figure size. Then you're going to put equal, you're going to open parentheses, and the first number you're going to be putting is the length, yes, how long it is the graph. And the second number is how tall this graph is. So let's go with, for example, 10 in length, and then I want this to be 5, the height. Yes, so let's add a comma here, and let's run this code. And now you see that the image is bigger. Finally, what I would like to show you is how to export this graph and save it into our disk. So for example, what we need to do in that case is type plt dot, we're going to type save fig, so save figure. We're going to open parentheses, and you're going to give a a name in quotations. And for example, I would like to call this just example. And then you have to type dot png. That's in the format we're going to be saving the image. And we are going to be hitting run. This image should have saved in the directory where you have located your Anaconda, but I'm going to go here into the search, and I should have it here. On the top is for me appearing already, but you can search it in your documents easy. You're going to open this, and you're going to see the image, how it exported. Something that you can notice in this image is, for example, the borders here are like kind of transparent, right? I don't like that. I would like these to have a color, because I don't like, for example, if you see here it says $1 billion, but we can barely see what this is. So let's go back now into our notebook, and we're going to be adding an option here. The option I'm going to be typing is comma, face color, equal, and then quotations, and we type white. Now we can run this again, and I'm going to go back into my search here. Let's see, and let's open back our image. Now, as you can see, the image is showing all with a white borders. This is going to be all the content for today. We have seen how to import a dataset, in this case was an Excel file. Then we have seen how to plot the data. We have seen how to add a format to the image, and then we have seen how to export that image into our local disk. I'm going to be submitting many more tutorials about applied time series and forecasting using Python, so stay tuned. I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you would like to get a notification anytime I submit a new tutorial. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and take care.